Hi guys! So we are going to be reading some books that are about communities, and I know we've been talking a lot about insects in school, and we have social insects and solitary insects, and we know that social insects are living in a community and they help each other in a community. Well, insects are not the only things that live in a community. Humans live in communities as well. And we are going to be reading some books that are based on living and working together as a community does. Now, today you're going to be listening to a book called Chinatown. And Chinatown isn't just one place. There is a very famous Chinatown in New York, but typically when a community is named Chinatown, it is because many members of the community are from either China or of Asian descent. So we are going to be reading or listening to Chinatown. Before you get to listen to the story, I do want you to think about what's a community that you are a part of, and is there a community that's special to you? Sometimes a community might be a church community, sometimes it might be a sports community or a video game community, but thinking about if you are part of a community, you are part of a large group of people who talk about the same thing, who are working and living together. You might not be living in the same house, but you might be living in the same community or distance from one another. What's great about the internet is we are still a classroom community, even though I am teaching you from my office at home. So you're going to be listening to Chinatown, but in this book, there's just a few words that I do want to go over before you do listen. In Chinatown, you're going to notice that the illustrations are beautiful and that this little boy is going to be your main character and narrator. Now, I remember narrator is the person who tells the story. All right, so I'm going to turn over here. In this picture, the participants are doing something called Tai Chi. And Tai Chi is an ancient Chinese discipline of meditative movements. Now, in the book itself, it says that students, young and old, move in the sunlight like graceful dancers. So they are very slowly moving through specific movements that help practice meditation and to gain clarity. The next word is cobbler. On this page, they always say hello to Mr. Wong, the street cobbler. Now, a cobbler, and I don't know if you can tell from this illustration, is someone who fixes shoes as their job. So if your shoe is ruined, you can go to a cobbler and get it fixed. Our next word, and we're going to flip all the way down here, is medicinal. If you are getting something medicinal, that reminds me of the word medicine. So if you hear medicinal, know that they are getting medicine. Another word is musty. In this shop, it smells musty. And musty is just another word for moldy or stale. So it smells a little old in the shop. And they're getting these medicinal herbs to make an herbal soup. Our next word is, and this is something some of you might have at home, this is a wok. And a wok is a bowl-shaped frying pan, and it's used to cook large amounts of foods in Chinese cultures. So the wok is this bowl shape, but it also has a handle on it so you can fry over the fire. And the last thing I want us to talk about is Kung Fu. Now, many of you may know Kung Fu, but just as a reminder, Kung Fu is similar to karate. It is the Chinese martial art, and it is similar to karate. So those are just some words to think about when you're listening to Chinatown. You're thinking about also how Chinatown is a community and what are some of the things that make it a community. All right, see you later.